Ready.
We ready. Did I ever say I met him?
We ready.
I told you I met that guy, right?
No.
For y'all. I'm not gonna, out of respect.
Wait, is that Pastor Troy?
That's not Pastor Troy. That is
one.
Archie Eversole. He passed away.
Oh, he did?
Was it last year or the year before?
No. Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I always thought
I'll tell you the story of how it was when I met him offline.
Go for it.
But not today, because we are recording.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so guess what, y'all?
It's okay. I'll edit all that out. We ready.
We back.
We ready. Look, I'm over here twerking.
We back. We back. We back.
Okay.
We back.
And
we back.
We back.
We back.
We back. Hello.
back.
Did you miss us? Did you miss us?
Season 2.
Season two. We still don't have our. We do not have our tambourine.
Nope.
As of yet.
Nope.
But it's a coming. I
Just
promise.
like the second coming of the Lord. The tambourines are coming.
The second coming of Christ.
They're coming.
We will definitely have our tambourines by then. Either way. Hi, Miss J.
Hi, Regina. What's going on?
Oh, girl, it's hot.
It's hot. You know how I feel about hot weather.
Listen, and I enjoy the heat. So for me to say it's hot.
I don't appreciate it.
It is hot.
I don't appreciate it at all.
I don't think I have. Ooh, I sound staticky. Do I sound staticky to you?
I sound a little staticky too.
Oh, well, hopefully. I know the. Listen, you guys, y'all gonna have to bear with this. It's been a minute, because we've been living our best summer life.
Right.
And we were having some technical difficulties. I guess our mics are like, y'all done left us out here by ourselves. We don't want to work for y'all.
For dead. Like Mama D said, you left me for dead. You left my son for dead.
So, I am not used to it being this hot in Atlanta. It is almost 100 degrees.
Yeah, I don't appreciate it at all. I don't go outside when it's this hot.
And on top of that, I'm like getting older somehow. I'm like these hot sweats.
What they call it, Indian summer? I don't remember whatever that phrase is for women when we hit that flash.
The time of life. Dang, how many words they gonna give us? We got menopause. You said I've never heard that, Indian summer.
I think I'm confusing that. I'm good for doing that.
Well, I ain't no better. I'm no better at that. Anyways, I know y'all. Welcome back to us and our foolishness.
Hey.
If you're tuning in, you should be used to this by now. But we have hit 500 downloads while we were gone.
A milestone.
And so we were very excited to hear that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the few bonus episodes that we had posted up for everybody while we were gone on our little break.
Our little hiatus.
Our hiatus, if you will. Yeah, I think, you had your little birthday Gemini season.
So I had my little Gemini season birthday moment. I was actually in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Oh.
Puerto Rico.
Oh. Yeah, we were singing at the entire time. And, we had a great time. I was with a lot of my, not a lot, shouldn't say a lot, a good amount of my girlfriends from college. Go UCF, Golden Knights, and we've managed to maintain a solid friendship for over 15 years.
It'd be funny if not now one person who listens to this podcast knows what UFC Golden Knights do.
UCF. UFC is for fighting.
Oh, I am so sorry. Please,
Lord Jesus,
accept my apology against my offense.
It's fine.
Oh,
but
Lord.
Yes, my ladies holding it down from UCF. We had a good old time.
Okay.
It was like a nice mix of like old aunties and the new turnip queens. These girls. Because, we are women of a certain age.
You know what?
And it showed one night, real quick, it showed we were like in pajamas at like 7, 8 o'clock. We were like, y'all gonna get up? I thought you was gonna get up. No, I thought you was gonna get up.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, that's hilarious. I've never been to Puerto Rico though. As much traveling I've done in my life, that's just what I keep saying every year. Oh, I need to go to Puerto Rico, but I haven't done it, and I need to because my passport has expired.
That's why we went.
And I know that's one of the few places you can get actually away from the main continent of US of A.
That's literally why we went, because my passport's expired.
And I think Bahamas. I think you can go.
Well, yeah, you can go to Bahamas on a birth certificate or ID. You don't
I was gonna say, then you need to bring your whole birth certificate.
I don't remember because I haven't been to Bahamas in a while, but I know you don't need your passport.
Okay. Yeah.
Things might have changed, but when I went, you didn't need one.
I know. I mean, things has been different.
But yeah, that's why we chose Puerto Rico, because I'm the only one in the group that didn't have their stuff ready.
Okay. Yes. Guys. Yeah, you do. I keep telling her she needs to get it, but now my passport actually expired last year, and I just been
if they just opened up the online portal again so we can just submit these applications online to renew these passports, I'd have been had mine.
Well, the thing is because I was trying to renew mine last year before it expired, and because of COVID, all these places have shut down.
Yeah.
And so they told me, they were like, oh yeah, you can get an appointment in Detroit or in
Detroit.
Yeah, it was like
not even in Atlanta.
It was Detroit and Guam, I think. So I was like, wait a minute, you want me to fly somewhere in order to get my passport so I could fly somewhere? That
wait a minute. They told you to go to Guam. Is Guam a U.S. territory?
Yes. Guam is a U.S. territory.
Oh, I was about to say, because why would they send you someplace to get your passport renewed if you can't use your passport to actually get in the country?
Girl, I don't know. You know how these people be.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyways, I know. Enough of that, y'all. So, but yeah, you had some fun. I had some fun. As I told y'all, I had my wedding.
Yes.
With my family. And so I utilized the time while my Nana was here and recorded that special Ruth episode that
Shout out to Nana.
I hope you guys had a chance to listen to and enjoy.
Y'all, Nana is so sweet. Just want everybody to know this. She like my Nana too.
Nana's the best.
She really is.
She's so sweet.
So I was really
cracked
happy.
Me up. She told me she's gonna move out to Texas. I said,
no,
ma'am,
no.
You won't go out there with all of the tornadoes and all that stuff. I don't know if you want to do that. But she is already in that dry heat in Las Vegas. So.
I know they having a fit over there. If it's this hot over here,
Well, over there, a lot of people have pools, because you can't do no basement out there in the desert.
You can't do a basement in the desert. Why?
So in Vegas, none of the houses have basements.
Why?
I don't know. You just can't. I don't know if it's because it's too hot, but they don't. There's no basement level in a house. You can only build upwards.
My face is so stuck, y'all.
Her face is super stuck.
I just can't imagine why you can't.
Well, no, they don't break that desert ground like that. They don't even, you're not allowed to own grass.
You're not allowed to do what?
You don't have grass. It's all dirt. Y'all can see her face. It is all dirt. And so you can have cacti and certain bushes, but at my dad's house, you buy astroturf.
Yeah.
And you lay, it's like fake grass, and you lay that down. So you got fake grass, but because this dry desert, you can't water. They don't let you water no lawn or nothing like that. So you don't have no grass.
Oh, okay. And I guess the grass wouldn't really last out there.
No.
They die.
No.
I don't know. I got stuck because I just thought about my front yard just full of dirt.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It's dirt or gravel, like pebbles.
And I've been to Vegas numerous times, but of course we're on the strip, so all we see is
sidewalk
asphalt.
and
sidewalk.
Asphalt, yeah.
I've never been in the suburban part of Vegas, so I'm just like, ow.
Yeah, that is how it is, people.
Interesting, but okay, start to get off track, but yeah. Regina's wedding was beautiful.
Thank you.
She did 3 dress changes,
I
y'all.
sure did.
And I wasn't
Shave 'em.
aware of one of them. I knew there was a dress change, but I didn't know it was going to be 3.
Yeah, I surprised everybody with that last
Yeah.
one. And everybody
So-
really liked that last dress. That last dress was
Yeah.
like $30. I got it from what's that? DH? No, that one was in DH Gate. It was Light in the Box.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
It was
having
nice,
dresses,
y'all.
knockoff dresses for like $30, $40.
Dang.
That was the second time I bought for them. That's why I was like, okay, I can trust them. But the second dress was DH Gate.
Oh, okay.
And that was my only time that I bought from DH Gate, but I bought that dress a couple
I've
years
been
ago.
buying a lot of stuff from DHK. I need to stop.
Oh, you have? See, I didn't know because it looked iffy. I was like, I don't know if it's gonna work.
I think you have to trust not trust, but like vet the reviews of the seller and look what their
Okay.
and then that from there you can kind of judge and see, okay, well this knockoff may not be that bad.
Right.
Like my last purchase was a pair of Gucci sunglasses.
Wait a minute.
It was like $16. I was like, that's fine.
Gucci this, Gucci that.
Right. But getting off track again. But no, yeah, we enjoyed our intro to the summertime and we are ready to get back to it.
Yes. If you all missed us in our
Yes.
silliness. Oh, but guess what my wedding was, y'all? Game of Thrones thing.
Yes.
I had me a Daenerys wig and everything. My husband was over me. He did not like that wig. He was like, why are you wearing it? I was like, because I'm Daenerys. I mean, that's okay.
He's like, okay.
Mother of Dragons
Yes.
has entered the building.
They really nailed a lot of the nuances from Game of Thrones, and like I myself am a big Game of Thrones fan, so it was fun to see the dragon eggs and like the dragon and like little dragon's breath, the fireball shots as a favors.
Yeah.
I saw the skull of the dragon.
Oh yeah, you guys! I purchased me a big old dragon skull.
Yeah.
to have it. I might use that as the image for one of our posts one day. Yeah, some people try to take it. They was like, "What are you gonna do with that?" I was like, "I'm taking it home. It's a dragon skull, you guys." Oh, God, I was thinking I could have it. I was like, "Yeah, no." Anyways, so where we left you guys all off of, again, so we left off of Samson and Delilah. Woo! What a story and what a tale that was. And poor Miss J, she had a
revelation.
She had to have a whole revelation
when it comes
of knowledge, as they say.
Oh my God!
Because he wasn't what she thought he was.
No. And I blame Sunday school.
Well, girl, yeah. So, and then Book of Judges rolled into actual Ruth. So I did my little bonus episode with my Nana over the summer. And then that brings us to the first book of Samuel.
Yes.
And so we're going to kick it off. If many of y'all know, and it's called the first book of Samuel. Samuel was a great person and all that, but the book really ain't about Samuel.
It's not.
It's about, this is where we get into the good Bible stories of David and Goliath and some of the other kings and the foolishness that popped off. So it starts off with, oh man, what is that man's name? Elkanah. So now we back to the ghetto names again, you guys. I apologize. Samson was easy. Delilah was easy. Joshua was easy. But I guess they said they needed to get back to their roots.
To what's real.
Right. So Elkanah, it doesn't really talk about his lineage, like, who he was begat from and all that stuff. I'm sure it's somewhere in there, but I'm not going to bore you guys with all that. But basically, this man had 2 wives, Hannah and Peninnah.
Panini. I've been saying Panini.
She sure has. So he had 2 wives. Peninnah was fruitful, okay? So they said she bore him. Is it boar or bear?
Well, for them it's boar. Past tense is boar.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, she bore him many kids. Hannah, who of course was his favorite wife, was once again infertile. I don't know what it is with these women in the Bible, these virtuous women how they have to have a struggle of infertility, but that's what happened. And so it even goes into teasing or saying that Peninnah would tease Hannah and be like, you ain't fruitful. I got all the gifts because I got all the kids. Because apparently Elkanah would go and do sacrifice and worships and whatnot, and he would bless Panini with gifts, and then only give like Hannah one gift because she ain't had no kids.
What? That's not how sister wives work.
Well,
they're supposed to be
but Linda even talks about that Hannah supposedly is his favorite. So why would I still only get one gift?
So how is it that Hannah's the favorite and Penina is bearing all the kids? So who you spending more time with Panini then?
Listen,
and knocking her up?
I don't know. As I told you earlier, I referenced this to Stevie J and Love and Hip Hop. This sounds very much so like a Jocelyn and me.
Hey, maid. I see you got that maid outfit on again. No, you know what it reminds me of? In season 1, when they had that therapy session, when they were all on the couch.
Oh my God.
And then Mimi says, well, yeah, he's still asleep or living in whatever. Jacques was like, oh, he is? She's like, yeah. She's like, what?
Yeah. And she just grabbed and just started wailing on that dude.
And Mimi was just sitting there like, go ahead, girl.
Yeah, because Mimi was like, at least I know what he's going around and doing. He lying to you. You think that he not with me? You think he don't live here?
What's that song? He's mine.
Oh,
you
God.
made it
Had once, but I got him all the time. You can't sleep at night. Okay, sorry, y'all. That's a good throwback 90s. That was talking about a one-time wonder. One hit wonder. Girl, I said one-time wonder. One hit wonder, yeah, because I don't know any other Moke and Steph songs.
No, that's the only one.
Yes, you guys, that was their name, Moke and Steph.
Moke and Steph, yep. Like Monica, Kendra, and Stephanie or something like,
Yeah, they like blended it. They did a mashup of all their names.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Moke and Steph.
Because I still like that song. Okay.
It was the original The Boy Is Mine. Right. Oh, that's what this is like. This is like Grammy and Monica. The boy is mine. You need to give it up.
Elkanah, now you got these women fighting over you.
I know, right? I wonder if he was fine, though.
He better have been fine. Got these girlies going crazy like that.
Oh, you know what else it reminds me of? Another other Love and Hip Hop, New York with Peter Guns and Amina Butterfly and Tara.
I used to feel so bad for Amina.
Like, why do you feel bad for me? Well, I guess so, because he lied to her.
He lied to her, and she just was so innocent looking and just wanted to be in love. And, she's not even from America. She's like from Germany. So because she wasn't prepped on how, the men of America work. And the one man she ends up falling in love with has like 15 other kids. Right. And a common law wife with Tara, who I love Tara, by the way, but, she could have.
But and he was lying to her, too, because they had like 2 kids, I think.
And then the third one popped up after.
Amina had her kid.
Lord have mercy.
But remember that scene when she slapped that marriage license?
She said, I'm his wife. And then Tara got up with a open right hand and start smacking her. Right.
So I wonder if that's how it was going down in Elkanah's house.
I mean, it could be, because I bet you, with Penina's 4th pregnancy, it was like she slapped down the proof. Like,
so here's my 4th pregnancy test,
and it was probably. Like they peed on a rock or something, and it changed colors. She was like, "Look, it's yellow."
Oh my gosh, I'm done. This is what happens when y'all let us leave for too long. It's not pee on a rock. Why couldn't it just been a branch of stick
or whatever, something? And so Penina slapped that down, and Ham was like, "Again?"
And I was like, you know what? I'm sick of you.
I'm so tired of this.
Meet me outside. She probably went and started packing up her stuff. She was like, I'm leaving. I can't. I'm not staying here no more. And I was like, wait.
Wait, you're my favorite.
Don't leave. She had bothered this lady so much that it says she went to the temple where the prophet or priest Eli was, and was wailing. Y'all just
poor lady.
Why is this evil woman telling me so? Well, for the pregnancy, Lord.
She peed on the
Why?
Wait, what? Wait, no more lies.
No more lies. And so she went wailing so hard that it disturbed the priest from wherever he was, and he came in hollering at her, was like, "Woman, are you drunk? What are you doing? Why are you in here hollering like that?" And she was like, "No," wiping her tears. "No, I'm not drunk. I'm just really sad because my husband's other wife." Imagine Eli having to hear this story. My husband's other wife, she fruitful and I'm barren. I can't have no kids.
And he's like, what?
Right. He probably was like, I don't. Okay. Well, so basically Eli tells Hannah, you know what? My bad for calling you a drunk lady. At the end of the day, go home and pray about it. It's pretty
Pray
much what
hard.
he said. It was like, you ain't praying about this. So she went home and it says that she did a prayer to the Lord saying, you know, if you will bless me to be fruitful, then I will, you know, if you give me a son, I think it says that she prayed to the Lord of hosts. I think. And if you give me a son, then I will give him to you to be a servant underneath, you know, you and your word. And I will, again, just like Samson, I will never cut his hair. Yeah. So they call that the Nazarite prayer or Nazarite promise, which is still alive to this day because I had looked it up. But basically, it's you do a promise or a prayer to the Lord for a child, and then that either that person has to live to whatever the promise was, or the child does.
That's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
You put a lot of pressure on an unborn child to, you know. And then he comes to this world unknowing that you put all this pressure on him. Right. And he wants to be like a regular child. You're like, I prayed for you.
Yeah, nope.
You
sorry.
Right. He's like, what?
Right. Like, nope, there ain't no mistakes to have for you. So, of course, the Lord blesses her. She ends up having Samuel. Her husband was like, well, you know, you made that promise to the Lord. So she has to actually turn her son over to Eli to live with him and grow up in the priesthood.
Elkanah didn't even fight for him. He was like, you prayed for this.
Right. So Elkanah was like, you know, we have to do what's right. So she told Elkanah, she was like, well, at least let me finish weaning him. And when he's done that's
breastfeeding.
Yeah. So once he's of age, I guess, then we can turn him over. And that's what they did. So, and it goes on to say that they did have more children after that. Samuel was the first, but it says that, you know, I think she has like a couple more, like 2 daughters and another son or something later down the road. But unfortunately, I don't even think they was mentioned. I guess their story wasn't that prominent. But they end up turning Samuel over to Eli. Apparently, Eli is just like the priests, unfortunately, nowadays, where you have bad kids. And it talks about his 2 sons they said they was bad. They said they were out there having their servants bully the town of Israel for their offerings. And they'd be like, oh, well, you know, they're supposed to fatten up the calf or whatever and then give it, you know, as an offering, a burnt sacrifice. And they said, it was one point, y'all have to go back and look this up, but at one point, the servant was like, I don't care about none of that. Because it was like, one person was like, no, you have to wait till it's good and fat. And because the fat has to burn off and to get the smoke. He was like, nah, run me that raw meat so I can go give it to my masters, which was Eli's son.
Oh my God.
And then apparently Eli's sons also was a little bit of, they was out there hoeing, you guys. There's no way to sugarcoat that. And that Eli had came to his sons and was like, word around town is y'all out here wilding and y'all doing things that you know you ain't supposed to be doing. You're bringing disgrace upon our family. And he was like, y'all need to stop. But that's all he said. So
Stop,
right,
please.
hey, please stop. I mean,
Don't.
because it sounded to me like his sons was promising. Because again, it's one point that I heard in the story when I was listening to it was that like they were seducing women.
Lord Jesus.
And it was like something like they was telling them like, hey girl, if you want to have the direct blessing of the Lord, you need to come hang out with us a bit, and I'll introduce you to my daddy.
How dare you use
Right.
what?
Just using all of the power of the blessing that your daddy has to.
Didn't we talk about F boys in
We did,
season
because we
one?
said Samson was.
Lord.
What?
So now Eli's son. So this is a trend.
Apparently, I mean, I think they just be getting big headed. Like, you're like, oh, girl, you listen.
Like, you know who my daddy is?
Right.
Eli. That's my daddy. You know how blessed I am?
Right. You know what I can do for you?
Girl. It sounds like, is it Superfly or the Mac? I want to be your father. I want to be your mother.
Oh,
like a
I don't
pimp.
that. Well, girl.
I think it is the Mac.
It probably is. It does. You're right. It does sound a bit like that. And yeah. And again, I guess because fathers be having a little soft spot for their sons, even though they be trying to act hard. But instead of correcting them, he was just like, "Oh, y'all need to stop."
Please stop.
Right.
It sounds so like there was not any effort put into that at all.
No. And so the Lord was like, he of course came down and talked to Eli a bit, was like, hey, you need to get your sons in order. And he never did. And so I guess it kind of fast forwards a bit to where the Philistines, because remember, this is where they left off with Samson and Delilah, where he had destroyed a whole bunch of Philistines, but the Philistines is still around. And they end up going to war with the Israelites because Eli's sons were doing wrong. Apparently, the Israelites was like, oh, well, we know what to do. We need to go get the Ark of the Covenant because the Ark of the Covenant is still around. But it was in whatever temple where the sons were. So they, being boastful, took the Ark of the Covenant to the war grounds and they end up losing. And they end up dying. And I'm jumping a little bit because that actually was the first, what do you call it? I guess prophecy. Okay. Yep. See, Regina, listen, summer break again. That was the first prophecy that Samuel as a child received. It says, if you all remember, this is a story where Samuel was sleeping in his bed and he would wake up because someone was calling his name. It would say, hey, Samuel. And he would get up and think it was Eli and go to Eli and be like, yes. And he was like, I didn't call you. And he was like, okay. And we go back to bed. And then it'd be like, Samuel.
It was Morgan Freeman's voice.
Ooh, yeah.
Samuel.
Yes,
Samuel.
and he's probably like, coming.
Right.
And then he go to Eli and be like, hey, you called again? He's like,
I didn't call you. Boy, go lay down.
Boy. Now, this is the second time you done came up in here bothering me.
What's wrong with you?
Right.
You like your mama.
Right. Go lay down. Let me tell your kids that. Go lay down and go to sleep.
Get out of my face.
Right. Stop bothering me. And so he went down for a third time and heard the voice again and goes to Eli again. And finally Eli gets clued in. He's like, oh, okay. You're hearing from the Lord because I ain't calling you.
I take issue with that. If Eli is he's a prophet, right? Mm-hmm. Shouldn't you have known that if you weren't calling him?
Well, was he a prophet or just a priest? I think he was just a priest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way, you close to the man upstairs.
Right.
You should know that if I didn't call you, then the Lord probably called him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But again, he's a little, I don't know. He a little caught up with messing with his kids, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, so that's their fault.
I don't know. But either way, the third time is when he realized, okay, that's the Lord calling you. And so he's just like, go do this. Next time when he calls your name, then just reply with, what is that reply? I can't remember. I'll have to find it. But basically it's when he's like, if you hear the Lord calling, then just say, like, "Hi, Lord, it's me. I'm listening. Tell me, basically tell me what you want."
Hey God, it's me, Margaret. I used to love that book.
Are you there, Lord? It's me, Margaret.
It's me, Mario.
It's me, Mario. They're going to get tired of us doing that. I don't know why, but I love doing that. It's me, Mario. Hello, it's Luigi.
It's Luigi. Okay.
All right. So the Lord is who actually tells Samuel, like, listen, Eli's sons aren't doing right, so I'm going to end up cutting off his whole lineage, and there will be no more priests from Eli's bloodline. I will start a whole new bloodline of prophets or priests. And so when he wakes up the next morning, and Eli's like, tell me what the Lord told you, and don't lie. He was like, basically like, don't lie to me.
Right.
And if you lie to me, I'll know, and I'll take you down.
Of course.
And so Samuel was like, he's a kid at this point. He's probably like 8, 9, 10 years old. So he tells him what was said, and Eli's like, oh, okay, well, I guess if that's what the Lord said, then I can't do nothing about it.
I can't step in between that.
So again, fast forward to the battlefield where his sons end up dying, and then the Philistines capture the Ark of the Tabernacle. Mm-hmm. And they take it over into their town. It says that they place it in, I guess, whatever type of temple, because apparently they are worshiping a god called Dagon. Dagon. I don't know. Dagan, something like that.
Drogon.
Drogo. Khal Drogo.
Khal Drogo.
And so, this is if you guys also remember, this is the story where it says, because God's presence, of course, relies in the Ark of the Covenant. I said the Ark of the Tabernacle, girl. The Ark of the Covenant. Since it's in the Ark of the Covenant, and that they placed it in there. This is the one where they kept saying the little statue of their little god that they worship. When they would go into the temple, they would find it like knocked over on the floor. And people are like, wait, what? And think it was just wind, and would pick it back up and it would come back and knock down again. And then they said the last time where they freaked out was it not only was it knocked down, but the like arms were ripped off. And they was like, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Is the Ark of the Covenant made out of gold? Or do you remember? I forgot.
I think it had some probably gold and some other stuff in it. I don't remember. We didn't really go. Remember, because they were talking about all the measurements and the cubits and all that stuff. I was like, oh, that's too much.
Okay. I'm asking because, in Indiana Jones, the people was looking for the Ark of the Covenant. Mm-hmm. And I could have sworn they were talking about how it had, I know this is all fiction and,
right,
whatever, but the way they made it sound like it was made out of like complete gold and had all this stuff in it, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I know it's got silk. It's like draped and covered with silk and all that stuff. We'll have to find a picture or something.
I know one thing: when they opened it in Indiana Jones, everybody died.
Well, remember we were talking about that with only who was it? I think it was only Aaron's lineage was allowed to touch it, and that one person touched it or messed up and died instantly.
You remember that scene though when the melting and. Indiana Jones was like, don't open your eyes.
Right.
Do not look at it.
Don't look. Don't look. The power of the Lord.
All them Germans' faces was just melting.
Just melted off. It was like, nope, this ain't happening like you thought it was. So anyways, of course, like I said, Eli's sons die. When Eli learns of his kid's death, it says he just immediately falls over and dies. Like, my children, my lineage. And then because of the mysteriousness that was going on, the Philistines freaked out and was like, give the ark back. They was like, we don't know. Because not only, of course, was the Dagon God thing being knocked over, they said that there was like some, what do you call it? What is it called? What? Plagues, I guess, like a plague.
More plagues?
Yeah, some plagues kind of come over their people and they're like, wait, why us? And then they realize, they're like, no, give the ark back. So the ark goes back, and then Israelites rejoice, and then they start winning the battle against the Philistines. And once I guess at this time Samuel has gotten older, and they realize like, he's the prophet. So they're asking, the Israelites go to him and they're like, okay, well, we were winning, blah, blah, blah. Eli's gone. We need a king like all the other countries. And Samuel's like, well, no, you are supposed to follow, a man of God, a judge, if you will, which is kind of like what Samuel is. And that's who you should follow and listen to. But they're like, no, 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 no. We've been doing this for far too long, I guess. We want to be like everybody else. And so they ask for a king, and God's like, okay, you know what? Y'all want a king? You can have a king. But let me tell Samuel who to appoint as a king. And so Samuel goes down to Bethlehem and finds, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. He appoints Saul.
Right.
As king. Saul apparently is a very tall man. They talk about him being a head taller than the average man, so definitely tall. And he's strong. Mm-hmm. So he goes and he helps win more battles against the Philistines and everything. But he, of course, trips up. And on one battle, instead of going to Samuel to find out what the Lord wanted him to do, he's just like, you know what, I'm going to go do what I want to do. And I'm going to handle this on my own. And he does. And then apparently when he does that, he comes across, I can't remember the name of the people, but basically there's another tribe that he comes across. And instead of killing that whole tribe, I guess, he actually does a deal with them. Oh, this is the Amalekites. And instead of destroying all the Amalekites, he actually is just like, okay, the Amalekite ruler, I'll leave you alive if you give me your flocks. And he's like, oh, if I get the best flocks, I can sacrifice them to God. And then that's a good thing. But then Samuel rebukes Saul, claiming him to be disobedient to God's instructions. And so he informs Saul that God's going to now choose another man to be king, since basically you hard-headed.
Okay, before we get into that, it might be a dumb question. I don't know, because Saul has always confused me as a child. Is this the same Saul that changed his name to Paul in the New Testament?
No. Girl,
it's not?
This is like hundreds of thousands of years before that. Jesus. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say hundreds of thousands of years, but this is, because remember, David is like, what, great grandpappy to Jesus?
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, this is before that time. So this Saul, again, like I said, he was basically, Samuel tells him, you can no longer be in charge of people because you hard-headed. And so Saul pleads with Samuel, begging for forgiveness, and he ends up grabbing Samuel's cloak, which tears it in half, which Samuel tells him, well, that's a symbol from the Lord. Basically, not only have you broken my cloak, but you've broken this kingdom. That's dramatic. Okay,
that's very dramatic.
You've broken this kingdom. So then that's when Samuel goes down to Bethlehem to choose a king. And God tells him to go to Jesse's family. I don't know who Jesse's lineage is from. Couldn't tell you.
Oh, isn't it Ruth? No, I just saw it.
Oh, that might be Ruth.
I think I literally just saw this.
And I think you're right, because I think when we covered the episode,
they're descendants of Ruth.
They're descendants of Ruth. Okay, because remember, you needed that virtuous woman. I don't know why y'all keep playing with us and acting like y'all can't get right and think that, the woman is just here just to be a vessel. Okay, you need us. So anyways, yes. So Jesse is one of her, I guess, probably great grandkids or grandchildren. One and two. But turns out to be David's not grandpappy, his actual daddy.
Daddy.
That's Jesse's his daddy.
Yeah.
So Samuel ends up appointing David as a shepherd, or who is a shepherd, as the king. And God takes the power that he gave to Saul and he ends up giving it to David. It says when he did that, he cursed Saul with psychological distress in the form of an evil spirit.
So he literally drove himself crazy.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
I think he was just like, you know what? Because I don't know why y'all keep, this goes back to what we've been saying from day one. Why people keep playing with God?
I don't know.
Like, I don't even know why y'all at this point, oh Lord, thank you for being merciful, because man. I don't know why they keep playing with him.
Because I'm not going to play with you.
Right. So David ends up basically, it says, because he's still young, they don't actually like sit him on a throne or anything like that. But they bring him into Saul's kingdom as a harpist to help play and soothe Saul during his emotional distress.
So yes, this is where I'm going to jump in because I have my trusty children's Bible.
Hey, we got the children's Bible.
We're back. And here's what's funny about the children's Bible. It doesn't mention anything about Samuel and Eli, nothing. It went straight from...
Don't talk about none of that.
No, it went from Joshua to David. And
that's right, because it sure didn't talk about Samson either.
Did it?
No, I think you said it didn't.
I think that was too mature for the children.
Because he kept going on them brothels.
Yeah,
how you gonna put that in the children's Bible?
Yep, they skipped Samson too.
He went and visited a couple of hotels.
What's a brothel? So it shows. It tells us that David he liked to throw stones, and we know why that's important coming up. And it says he learned to throw them with a sling, again foreshadowing. His mother told him about God, and she told him to say your prayers, and like they really paint David as a real servant of the Lord at a young age. And I think growing up, we heard a lot about David and how courageous he was. Yeah. But we don't hear a lot about him being like the king, like in Sunday school. Like we didn't really. And David is really important to like a lot of religions.
He is.
That's funny.
I mean, he's not a prophet. You know, he's like you said, he's a king, but he is actually very important because
he's like the first regular king,
right?
Like regular man. Like he's not a prophet. He's not like doesn't have these extraordinary powers except his own, faith and bravery. Right. Yeah.
So I wonder though if his because like you said in the children's Bible, his talk about his mama taught him all the stuff. I wonder if this is kind of like Samson again, where it's like, you may not have the strength, but I don't know why you out here playing with these rocks. Stop slinging these rocks all the time. I'm sorry. Maybe it's the mama in me, because I'd be like, where are you throwing these rocks at?
You know what? It does sound like David, as a youngster, had a little bit of both, because on the one hand, she's telling him you pray and be thankful and yada, yada, yada. But then, like you said, on the other hand, he'd be like throwing stones all the doggone time. And he's supposed to be watching the sheep, but he might be like, get distracted, be like, ooh, this is a nice rock. It's like he's typical child. But the children's Bible says right here, it says David was never scared. He's saying,
I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared.
I wasn't trying to go there. But fine, we there. That's fine. It says he's saying thank you songs to God.
Lord. Forget it. I'm so sorry. You said
so 1 mile side. Man, you think I'm
I
throw my stones.
And I pick up my gun.
I ain't never scared.
East side.
I ain't never scared.
West side.
No, it's Bethlehem.
Jerusalem. Philistines. I'm sorry. I bet you that is how he rolled. Again, I don't know why. I don't know if this is the silliness of me, but I can just picture this little kid walking around with a little pouch of
rocks and a sling and a harp, because he's a singer too.
Right. He said, "What you say about my mama?"
Wait a minute. Who really took David seriously as a youngster? Like, for real? Because I know if I saw him, I'd be like, he's supposed to be king one day. Like, this little child here. He probably had that wandering spirit, like, ooh, what's that? Like, come back here, David.
Focus, David. Focus.
Did you pray, David? Let's pray now. Stop singing, David, please. Please. Listen to me. Save that song for later.
The club. If you think
David.
of a club.
Honey, honey.
Especially if he was singer. He probably did.
Please, just, oh my God.
So he grows, he gets a little bit older, and it says, of course, again, this seems to be, it's just a back and forth between the Philistines and the Israelites. It's like one year they went to war, next year the Israelites is up, and then the next year the Philistines is up one. So the Philistines.
City boys up.
Right. City boys up +2. The Philistines again threatened to attack Israel. This time, they're taunting Israel with their new hero, Goliath, who is a giant, okay? Beast mode. This Goliath probably reminds me of, what's this new NBA pick, dude?
Wembayana, forgot his, okay, like I said, they call him Wemby, but
Wemby?
Wemby.
Wait, which one are you talking about? I'm talking about
Victor Wembanyama.
Oh,
they
yeah.
call him Wemby. Victor
Why do they
Wembanyama.
call him Wemby?
Not Wendy. Wemby.
That's what I said, Wemby. Why are they calling him Wemby?
That's like his little nickname.
Oh, okay.
He's 7'5". 7'5".
That boy big.
Yeah. He's
But he's
tall and
lanky. Yeah, he's very lanky. So maybe I think Goliath is more like your boy that you don't like right now, who just won the NBA champions. No, don't leave. I'm sorry, y'all. Miss J is a very, 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 very dedicated, loyal Heat fan. So she's still a little bit upset.
My God.
I
was totally fine. I was not triggered until you said that.
But you know what I'm talking about, though. What's his name? Why am I drawing?
He who shall not be named. Y'all know, if anybody watched the finals or playoffs and finals this year for the NBA season, you know how it ended. You know who she's talking about. I ain't gonna mention his name because I'm a loyal, true fan, and we still don't recognize the whole thing happened. So, in my eyes,
just not even going to recognize it.
No.
Like, nope, it didn't happen.
Nope.
2023 NBA championships didn't happen.
Oh my gosh. But you know what? You're right.
I just imagine Goliath just some big
for no reason.
Yeah. Big dude.
Who probably can't speak really well either.
That's why I've compared him to him.
Who's probably just like,
do you hear
I am Goliath.
Do you hear him sometimes in his
Yes, I
post
do.
game?
Yes. Well, God, I don't want to be nice, but he is not from this country, so English is not his first language.
I know. I know. I think, there's some, cassette.
So he would be a modern day Goliath.
Go and say the name.
I'm not.
I'm trying to find it, y'all. Sorry.
You can say it.
I don't know why I'm trying to blink, Mom, because I'm laughing at you so hard.
You supposed to draw a blank. I'm still salty.
Joker, as they call him. Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Jokic.
Anyhow.
Anyway, so yes, and I apologize to people who may be from his side of town. We're not making fun of the fact that y'all can't talk. We're just saying that
he can't
talk that well. And I imagine that's what Goliath was like. Just stomping around, boom, boom, boom. Shoulders just lumped over, running like.
When he hit go through doorways, he gotta duck, hit his head, shimmy in.
Right. So they come through with this big dude. They say he is more than 9 feet tall. Okay.
Boom.
Is a big dude. So Saul and the Israelites. Well, Saul, first of all, he ain't in his right mind anyway. So I don't even know why people still run into him talking about what should we do. But they said that they trembled in fear. But David, Mister. I'm sorry, y'all gonna be tired of me this song, but here comes David. A song outside of the club and you think I'm a punk.
David. David is supposed to be tending to the sheep, being a faithful little servant with his dad, and And then they hear that they've got this big old giant Goliath dude.
Right.
Who's like, if anybody can beat me, step up.
Right.
And here comes David. I can do it.
Right.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
David was there. He was sent there to deliver food to his brothers.
Man.
Okay, that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
You're supposed to be there, and you're supposed to be sitting by the king playing a harp because
you're a harpist.
You a harpist, okay? There ain't nobody ask you to bring you and your little pebble stones in your pouch.
Wait, can I read this part really fast?
Please.
Because I'm going to have a good kiki off of this. Because we already said we think what kind of little boy David was. So It says here in the Children's Bible, "You're too little," said his brothers. "You're too little," said the king. Here go David. "But I can fight lions and bears and wolves, and I know God is with me," they said. He said, "Well, David, nobody asked you though." You know what I'm saying? He really reminds me of the little brother in the family that wants attention and is like, "Look at me, I can do it, I can do it." It's like, boy, sit down. Your job, like you said, was to deliver food and play this
harp. You a delivery boy.
Right. You are Uber Eats, essentially.
David said, "Listen, y'all better recognize the God in me." Okay.
Right. It's the God in me.
He said, "You better recognize. I've been out here in the wilderness, okay?"
And I bet you nobody believed him. They're like,
right. They were like, sure you killed a lion.
Sure thing.
Wink.
Because we didn't have no knowledge of that.
Where's your proof?
Right.
Where the lion carcass at? Where the mane?
Like the last person that killed some lions and stuff, his name was Samson. And look how he ended up. You gonna end up like him too, David?
It's true. They're probably like, sure.
David's like, I can still
they're probably like,
it.
what you kill him with? With your pebbles? Is that what you did?
Your little pebbles and your little sling.
He was probably like, yeah, that's all I need. That and the strength of the Lord. Duh.
So cocky. Duh.
I know where to aim it.
I'm sorry. I would have been annoyed. Like, boy, stop. Like, I believe you have strength, but please don't embarrass me like this.
Right. If I was his daddy, I'd be like,
get over here.
Over here. Stop embarrassing me. You bring your little tail back over here. You get over here. Get over here.
I can do it.
Go give them some of that unleavened bread.
I can do it.
Go sit down.
I can take him down.
He's like, no, I can do this. He said, that's just because that man is tall. He ain't got sharp claws and teeth, okay? I've been out here in these streets. I've been out here in these streets. I know what to do, okay?
I can take him down. And you know what his brothers and the king said, according to this Bible? Take care.
Right.
Like, you gonna go up and get run up.
Right.
Take care.
Because David was like, y'all tripping. He was like, wait a minute. At the end of the day, we have the Lord on our side.
Right.
What they got? This little statue God that was apparently falling over? We have our Hebrew God. Is this not the God that delivered our heritage out of Egypt? Okay. Did he not have miracles? Do y'all not remember the pardon of the Red Sea?
And they're like, kinda?
They're probably like, where your mama at? Because she done filled your head with so much stuff. And she probably inside, that's right, baby. You tell him. You tell him. We know who our God is.
His brothers are like, oh my God. I can't do this. Why it's always the little brothers of the Bible that do the most?
Young ones. Because they got to prove themselves.
They always do the most.
They're like, I got to prove my spot in the team. So again, here comes Nikola Jokic. With some leather wrapped loincloth armor on.
Oh, God.
Stomping and shaking the ground. And then little old David. They probably like 5'2" at this point. And here he come. And he's out there. I'm going to take you down, Goliath. And Goliath's like, who said that? He can't say it.
He's looking this way.
Right. He's looking straight. Down. David, who said that? It's me, David.
Right here, buddy.
I got you. I got your number. So, you know what they say, the bigger the people are, I know, I will not mention his name again, but have you ever noticed, people big, they are slow.
They're awkward looking.
And they move awkwardly. So yes. I imagine every every swing that Goliath probably took of his sword was probably very slow motion because that's a lot of arms to move around. And so David probably like little and nimble and he dodging. He swing right, he go left. He swing left, he go right. Imagine he down there tucking and tumbling all over the place. Okay? And then he's like, can't catch me. You can't catch me. Oh my God. And so he just, by chance, the Lord blesses his eyesight to see that there's a little, what is it that they say in the Children's Bible?
Peak?
Isn't it like a soft spot or something on his forehead?
It doesn't say anything in the Children's Bible about it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like a little pew in his head, in Goliath's head rather.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you're 9 feet tall, I imagine all your bones probably didn't get a chance to fully develop the correct way.
I'm pretty sure.
So it sounds to me like he did have some type of weakness, and the Lord pointed it out, and amidst one of his good tumbles, tuckovers as they call them.
It says I don't know. You gotta when I read this, tell me if the Bible says it. But it says,
let me try to find it in the Bible.
Okay, because I'm looking to it. Says he picked up 5 stones, and Goliath says, "Well, did they name him? They didn't name him. They just keep saying giant. What's why they? Oh, they didn't name him. Okay, sorry.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I was gonna say I don't know what your children's Bible.
I don't know either. He says, "How dare you fight me like that?" And David said, "I dare because God is with me." And he put a stone in his sling and threw it, and clunk, hit him right between that space between your eyebrows where your T-zone is at. Mm-hmm. Hit him right there.
I'm trying to find the actual verse of the Bible, but this part has got me tickled. I'm over here in 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 8. When he said, Goliath stood and shouted and was taunting across the Israelites. "Why are you all coming out to fight?" He called. "I am the Philistine champion, but you are only the servants of Saul. Choose one man to come and fight me."
See,
See, he was getting cocky. And so that's when David was over there. He took the basket and his brothers. Let me see. As he was talking with them, Goliath, Philistine came in, Philistine ranks. Let's see. Where is it? David asked the soldier standing by, "What will a man get for killing this Philistine?" And then his defiance of Israel. Who is the pagan Philistine anyways, that he's allowed to defy the armies of the living God? And so David's oldest brother, Eliab, heard David and was to the man, he was angry. He said, "What are you doing around here anyway? What about those sheep you're supposed to be taking care of? I know about your pride and deceit. You just want to we just want to see the battle." So just like you said, his brothers was like, you ain't supposed to be up in here. Go somewhere.
how old was David?
I think, like I said, at this point, he's probably like a teenager. And so, we all know how teenagers can be. Boy, you can't tell them nothing. Nothing. They think they know it all. So here it is. Okay, David kills Goliath. David said, "Don't worry about this Philistine," is what he told Saul. He said, "I'll go fight him." Saul told him, "Don't be ridiculous. There's no way you can fight this Philistine and possibly win. You're only a boy. And he's been a man of war since his youth." But David persisted. "I be taking care of," here you go, "I've been taking care of my father's sheep and goats."
That doesn't equate. I'm sorry.
When a lion or a bear comes to steal a lamb from the rock, I go after it, I club it, and then I rescue the lamb from its mouth. If the animal turns on me, I catch it by a jaw and I club it to death. Okay? He said, "I've done this to both lions and bears. I can do it again to this Philistine." So Saul was like, "You know what? Go on then. Go on, try it." He said, "May the Lord be with you." So he gave him his armor of bronze and a helmet and a coat to put on. And then he tried to put it on, and David said, "I can't go in this. I ain't used to them. It's slowing me up. It's too big. It's too bulky."
He took everything off.
He took everything off. And Goliath walked out toward David with his shield bearer ahead of him, sneering in contempt at this ruddy faced boy. Am I a dog?" he roared at David, "that you come at me with a stick?" And he cursed David by the names of his God. Come over, he probably said, come over here, and I'll give your flesh to the birds and wild animals, Goliath yelled. David replied to the Philistine, you come. He said, you come with me with the sword if you want to, okay? You come over here with that and the spear and the javelin.
He said, you walking over, but you limping back.
Right. Come over here if you want to play. He said, play with me if you want to. Because at the end of the day, you come with all that. You come with a sword and a spear and a javelin, but I'm coming to you with the name of the Lord and his heavens of armies. Okay? I'll tell you, that was all from his mom. His dad was like, he done heard. They probably, people on the war line was turning his head like, what is he talking about? He's probably like, he done. He spent a lot of time with his mama, and she told him a lot of the biblical history and stories. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know which way it's going.
They're like, that family's peculiar anyway.
Yes. So it says, as Goliath moved closer to attack, David quickly ran out to meet him. Reaching into his shepherd's bag and taking out a stone, he hurled it with his sling and hit the Philistine in the forehead. The stone sank in, and Goliath stumbled and fell down to the ground. So David triumphed over the Philistine with only a sling and a stone, for he had no sword. Then David ran over and pulled Goliath's sword from his sheath. And then David used it to kill him and cut off his head.
Now, see, that part, I had no idea.
Right, because they always just talking about, look, you don't always have to be the best in battle, and you never know. You got to use what the Lord gave you.
We just always thought it was the doggone stone that did everything.
And the slingshot. That's what they be saying.
Didn't know he took out the sword.
And then chopped off his head. And if the man at 9 feet, I'm pretty sure that wasn't a one swing chop off.
Because he puny, so he was
right.
Could probably scrape the floor while he was picking it up.
Oh my gosh.
Let me stop, because God gave him the strength. So
right.
At that point, he probably had, superhuman strength and took up that sword and just said, well, you go, David.
So of course, the Philistines standing behind their champion, seeing this happen.
They're like, oh, shoot.
They start retreating. They're like, wait a minute. And then they start running. And then, of course, all the rest of the Israelites attack the rest of the Philistines, overthrowing them. Then it says the women begin singing praises of David's victory. And then Saul, who already ain't right in the mind because, the Lord has cursed him, he is starting to grow insanely jealous of David, who used to be, of course, he was basically... like not his homie, because remember he was playing harps, but he's like,
he used to work for him,
right? Yeah, like you used to be my little worker boy, and I gave you my stuff, yeah. But now not only did the Lord take my power from me and give it to you, he's now I'm out here looking crazy in these streets.
That ain't had nothing to do with David.
Right.
So I'm sorry. You can't blame him for that.
He became just, but it does also say that David was actually very, very close to Saul's son, Jonathan, as well. And that they went out and fought and, overthrew the Philistines with the rest of the people and some of their victories. So it does go into saying that Saul, because of his jealousy, he did attempt to kill David with a spear. And he was unsuccessful. So then he sends David on a suicide mission to kill 100 Philistine men and bring back their circumcised foreskin.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, see, this is the stuff you don't hear when you take your Bible school.
Wait, can I tell you where the children's Bible stopped?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to know.
It jumps a little bit. It says, David grew up to be the next king of his people. He still sang thank you songs to God for everything he had and for all he could do. And it lists a whole, I think this is in the Bible somewhere. It has to be. It says, dear God, you are my shepherd. You give me all I need, my food, my drink, a place to rest. Yes, you are good indeed. Why are you laughing?
Because what popped in my head is, you are the source of my strength.
Oh my God.
You are the source of my life. I give my hands in total praise to Amen. I'm
Come on, soprano. You did this.
No, your children just popped in it.
No.
Because that's what I envisioned popping up. Who sang that song? If y'all
It's
know.
that, oh my God. Jesus Lord. It's on the tip of my tongue.
But I'll let you Google it.
I'm looking.
She gonna look it up. We're gonna give y'all a name. If y'all ain't never heard that song before, go listen to it. It's a great song.
It is Richard Smallwood.
Is it Richard Smallwood?
Yep.
Okay. What's the name of the song?
Total praise.
Total Praise.
I'm so over you. The song that's been in my head since we've been talking about David is the one from Fred Hammond.
Which one?
When the Spirit of the Lord comes upon
his house,
I will
dance like David.
Why do I keep mixing up David and Daniel?
I don't know. Daniel was a whole thrown into a pit with a lion and everything else. I don't. You are off.
I stopped singing because I was like, don't he say David?
No, he don't dance like Daniel. It's dance like David dance.
I was like, dance like David?
No, David.
I will dance. I will dance. Dance like David. Is that in my phone?
It might be. Who knows? But that's another good one. But again, the way that you just read it to me when he said it, you are the source of my strength. Okay, all right. I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh
but anyway,
God.
so he sends him out to go and bring back the foreskin of 100 Philistines. David actually succeeds, and Saul grudgingly rewards David with his daughter, Michal.
Who?
Michael? Michal. Michal, I guess, hand in marriage. Saul orders his household to kill David, but with the help of Michal.
What?
Yeah, you don't. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I enjoy reading the Bible because, again, I told you guys these stories are quite amazing. But yeah, because he was that jealous of him. Everybody, listen, if you king and you used to be the man, right? And then now you over there probably smelly because you don't remember the bath because your mind ain't right and you off. And this little boy, this 5'2" teenage boy, you going out, everybody praising him. He jealous.
Lala.
Yeah, they probably go out and everybody's like, David, can I have your autograph? David!
It's another Michael Jackson phenomenon.
Oh my God, it's David! So I'm probably like, what about, you know what this is reminding me of? Oh, y'all about to be mad at me. Remember the 5 heartbeats?
The 5 heartbeats?
Yeah.
Wait, is he Eddie King? Wait a minute, no, I got a better one for you. This is the Temptations, David Ruffin. When he
ain't nobody come see you.
You Otis?
Otis, what did he say? Otis, I can't remember what, because he's over there talking about himself in first person.
I'm the one singing the records.
The problem was a whole bunch of hate came across that man's life. So I was like, I'm the one who helped y'all get the Ark of the Covenant back. I'm the one who did this, and I did that, and I was out here helping with these battles.
I'm the king.
David said, everybody come see you, Otis. They here to see me.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Oh, so yeah, he tried to get his whole household to kill the boy. But of course his wife and her brother, Jonathan, because remember, that's his best friend, they helped him flee from Saul.
Man.
David ends up building an army of unhappy and impoverished Israelites, and he is joined by a priest who is also fleeing from Saul's destructive path.
You said impoverished?
Uh-huh.
Why would you want that for your army? You don't want... Read that again?
Yeah, it does. It said David flees from Saul. David builds an army of unhappy and impoverished Israelites.
That's who you choose to build an army with?
Well, I mean, that's probably
that
the
all
only
who was
people
left?
Yeah, I guess it's probably the only people that was like, okay, we willing to ride with you.
I guess.
Saul ends up pursuing David in the desert, where of course they end up fighting, but twice David overpowers Saul.
What chapter is this in Samuel?
Listen, I'm in my summary thing.
Okay.
But basically, David ends up sparing Saul's life twice. Okay, this is a little bit gross. I'm sorry, y'all. But it says, while Saul is urinating in a cave, David sneaks up behind him and cuts off a corner of Saul's robe.
I'm sorry.
Scorning
His
robe, yes, just his robe, scorning the opportunity to kill God's anointed ruler. At night, David and his men sneak into the king's tent and steal Saul's spear while he's sleeping. And on both occasions, David announces his deed to Saul, and Saul expresses remorse both times, begging for David's mercy. Still, Saul continues to pursue David, who ends up taking refuge with the Philistines. And they end up showing him great mercy because he was a great warrior. Preparing to fight the Philistines, Saul is racked with fear and it says, consult. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. This thing just jumped all over the place.
What? I'm just blown away right now.
Right. I'm just trying to. This thing. Sorry, y'all. This app just jumped on me while I was in the middle of.
We have an Android.
Oh, the shade.
I had to sneak that one in there.
You know what? It's because it's trying to play an ad. I don't even understand why. But anyways, God bless. Ooh, here we go. It dropped me all the way down to the analysis. That's why. I was like, I am nowhere near there. Anyways, so Saul is still pursuing David. He takes a refuge, like I was saying. Saul's racked with fear. He consults a witch. So Saul has lost his entire mind at this point. Like, you had a little bit of it left, but now it's all the way gone. Because you ain't consulting a priest. You ain't prayed to God. You went and consulted a witch.
Like the red woman in Game of Thrones.
Right. Oh, I wonder if this was like that. Because it says, bidding the spirit medium to conjure up the dead spirit of Samuel.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Isn't that crazy? Because Samuel, remember, was the prophet, and Samuel had died. So the witch conjures up Samuel's ghost. Samuel's ghost angrily warns Saul that he and his sons will die for fighting the Philistines, ensuring the demise of Saul's kingdom. David and his men head out. They fight the Amalekites. David is successful in destroying the warring nation. In the meantime, Saul leads Israel into a losing battle with the Philistines, and Saul's sons, including Jonathan, which is David's best friend, are all killed. And then Saul commands his armor bearer to kill him, but the boy refuses, and Saul falls on his sword, basically, and he commits suicide. He dies because he's just like, I am disgraced. But yeah, lost your mind. You done went to a whole witch and conjured up a spirit. I know Samuel was mad. Because if I was a prophet, because again, you guys, we are in the first book of Samuel. And if my mama Hannah was teased, she was blessed to have me. I was given to Eli to be raised underneath a priest. I'm a prophet. The priest's sons was wilding. I tell y'all what to do. You do right for a minute. Saul loses his mind. You don't listen. So now I'm like, well, before Saul, the Israelites lost it. It was like, we want a king. And he's like, y'all are not supposed to have a king. No, we want a king. So he gets a king anyways, which is Saul. Saul's all right for a minute. Then he doesn't listen. So Saul gets cursed. Samuel goes and finds David. It's like, okay, here, this will be you guys' good king. He's thinking, all right, finally I'm done. I can be at peace. He passes on. And now conjured up my whole spirit from peace of where I'm at in heaven to bother me with this foolishness.
I mean, why is this not like a mini series or something?
It sounds like
this is a little bit of drama.
Somebody need to take this and just recast everyone from Game of Thrones into the Bible.
Man. Y'all want to do Project HBO? Take everybody from Game of Thrones.
Right.
and call your new project the Old Testament, and then like just go, use our podcast as a blueprint. But
right. Just use it. You don't even call it Old Testament. Just call it OT. And people will be like, "Ooh, what's OT all about?"
And boom. But like, no, this story has a lot going on.
It has a lot. A lot.
And the funny thing is, we only stopped. I mean, we stopped at David and Goliath, and then that's it.
Right. Because then we have to still go into, which, we're going to wrap this episode up. But next episode, we go into the book of Samuel 2, which continues more about David's story, how he ends up rising up as king. And then, he is victorious. He got a lot of songs, which are turned into Psalms.
Yes.
The book of Psalms. We will not. I'm telling you right now, we are not doing episodes on Psalms.
I'm not.
It's about, 300 of them.
It's a whole lot.
It's a lot. And
y'all can just go read the Psalms on your own time.
Right. So he Psalms and is Proverbs from him? Or is that the prophet that is Proverbs?
I don't know.
I don't know. I have to go back and look, and I can't remember. But I know the Psalms are from David.
Yes.
And isn't there also a book of David?
There is.
But you're right though. When do we get to Daniel and the lights?
I don't know, but I am just.
I think that might be in the Chronicles. Which on that episode, if we can get clearance from Dr. Dre, we should start off the Chronicles with dun, 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 boom, dun, dun, dun,
I'm signing off. I don't want to do this anymore. Not with her.
I know. Y'all.
The next episode.
Exactly. Tune into the next episode.
Every time, I'm sorry. Every time I hear that part of the song, I think of the video when they had all those dancers in the air, and that one dancer came down right when the beat drops.
Just hold up. Wait.
Like, whoa.
So, as you guys can see, when we get there, it's going to be a whole lot of laughter because I can't contain myself. Because when I first was introduced to the Chronic, not the drug, but the album by Dr. Dre. And then when I was reading the Chronicles, I was like, that's interesting.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so we have First Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 King, 2 King. And that's all related to David.
Wow.
And so, yeah, we're going to put a pin in this. And, Samuel had, Samuel. Let me tell y'all right now, the day I die, which we talked about in our bonus episode, and I'm at peace, do not conjure me up for nothing.
I would never.
Because I would be so mad. Like, you bought me back for this? Didn't I tell you before I died that you was going to die anyways?
Just turn around and go right back to the spirit realm. I'm not doing this with y'all.
No.
Goodbye.
I would be so mad. And as he was like, what the? He probably looking around like, Could you imagine coming to in a tent? You looking around like, and then you see Samuel or Saul and the witch. I've been like,
nope.
No.
You're not about to
No. Saul, what you want?
What's funny is the book of Samuel's 1 and 2, like Samuel don't even get much shine. It's not even really about him.
I know.
It's
so
like
it's
a precursor.
Interesting. Right. I wonder, he was the first prophet, as you were saying. And so I don't know why they are called after Samuel. They're not. Yes, there is no book of David.
There's not. There's a book of Daniel who I keep confusing with David. It's the duh for me.
Right. It's the duh.
It's gotta be.
But yes, David's story is captured in the books of Samuel, in the books of Kings, and maybe
So y'all should just go in and gave David his own book then.
Well, I guess the importance of Samuel was the fact that it was him one being first a prophet, and then him also appointing this first new genre, if you will, a generation of kingdoms.
Yeah.
Because before they were supposed to be following the priests and God,
right?
Not having the king Joffrey. Sorry. So, anyways, we're wrapping this episode up. I hope you guys have enjoyed us now that we back with Bibles, Bible-X.
Back like we never left.
Season 2. We in here.
I almost cussed. That's so bad.
I mean, listen, I ain't no better. I've been singing outside of the club and you think I'm a we need to find him. I'm going to ask if we could sample him.
He ain't doing nothing.
A whole bunch of stuff in his life.
I have shaded too many people in this episode. I need to pray. I need to pray like David.
Oh, Lord.
I woke up a mean girl this morning.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
She woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
I did.
I guess you didn't hear the Lord calling you in the middle of the night.
Show didn't. He ain't said nothing to me.
Miss Jay.
Right?
God, Jay! 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 God, I don't think she hear me. Jay!
Then I wake up. What was that?
He probably like, no, never mind. We ain't gonna use her. We gonna
Not
find
today.
somebody else. Not
sorry.
today.
Look, sorry, God. Not today, huh?
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our premiere episode of season 2.
Yep.
We back up in here again.
Yeah.
We gonna try to get us some guests this season, you guys. So
We trying really hard.
y'all don't have to listen to us enough.
I think the guess I'm gonna pull really fast. I'm gonna just pull one of my sisters. I'm sure they'll
that's
enjoy
fine.
it.
You know, I keep with them.
Yes. And that's gonna be a long episode.
Oh my gosh!
If
I
I
probably
pull
have
the
to
right
send a
one.
note to them because they're gonna start arguing. I'm be like, y'all, we way off topic.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Well, we'll be back next week.
All right, y'all. Much love.
Bye.
Holla.